If you had to play one video game for the rest of your life, what would it be? Brutal question, hey, but for me, I can easily say Splatterhouse for the PC Engine would be that one game that I would choose. I'm totally aware of the first Splatterhouse release on the Famicom. It's a pretty fun game and the Longplay can be found on my channel. And I'm also aware of Splatterhouse 2 for the Sega Mega Drive. The Longplay for Splatterhouse 2 can also be found on My Longplay for Splatterhouse 2 was 30 minutes and 25 seconds. But behind the curtains, my actual time to defeat Splatterhouse 2 was an hour and 23 minutes. One thing I noticed right away with Splatterhouse 2 is the gore is turned up pretty high compared to the previous Splatterhouse titles, and I enjoyed every minute of it. There are 8 levels in total for Splatterhouse 2, and for the most part I did find getting through the first few levels in Splatterhouse 2 quite easy. But that didn't last long cause I did find much like the gore is turned up high in Splatterhouse 2, the difficulty is also turned up pretty high during the last few levels. Not to mention Splatterhouse 2 goes through a psychedelic phase. It all begins right here. After defeating this boss you jump down a hole and immediately my eyes were struggling due to the background of this level. This stage is cleverly titled The Void.
Next question.
Once you get through this stage you fight a giant crystal and then you go up against some sort of, I don't know, giant spirit god character. My god. I found this Void stage a marathon to get through and the part in Splatterhouse 2 which I struggled with the most. But I did love how creative Splatterhouse 2 went with all this. My favourite stage in Splatterhouse 2 would be the lab. I really enjoyed the look and challenge of this level, not to mention it's so brutal when you reach the scientist at the end of this lab stage. Actually, all the boss fights end kinda brutal. There are 10 unique looking boss fights in Splatterhouse 2.
Turn around! Turn around!
This character, called Bugbrain, was the most challenging boss fight for me. You go near Bugbrain and he slides right underneath you. Once you work out how to beat Bugbrain, he turns into his final form.
A spider.
It felt like pure luck trying to defeat this spider with him jumping around everywhere.
Here's a couple of acres.
My favourite boss fight in Splatterhouse 2 will be the Kraken. This Kraken throws spikes at you, but when you throw them back at him, the Kraken makes a Michael Jackson scream. And yes, for once I really didn't struggle with the last boss in Splatterhouse 2. He's not quite a pushover. I just found if I sat in the corner so I didn't get ambushed, it was the most easiest way to defeat this last boss.
Alright, I'll just stand right in the corner as he said. I've got this. I've got this.
Playing Splatterhouse 2 was a great experience. I enjoyed the challenge, I loved the gore. This game is so gross by the way. At times it felt like Splatterhouse 2 was influenced by the band Cannibal Corpse. But if there's one bad thing that I would say about Splatterhouse 2 is I thought it was lacking in the weapons that you can pick up and use on the enemies. If I had to rate Splatterhouse 2 on a difficulty meter, 1 being the easiest and 10 being really difficult, I give Splatterhouse 2 a 6 out of 10. Splatterhouse 2 is not an overly hard game to beat. When you die in any level in Splatterhouse 2, you start right back at the start of the level. For example, if you die in level 3, you will start at the start of level 3, instead of starting at the start of the game, which really helps you out. And as well, there's passwords in Splatterhouse 2.
Daddy?
Give Daddy a second here.
Splatterhouse for the PC Engine is still my favourite game by the way, but Splatterhouse 2 is a great game, and I can see myself coming back to that game every now and then. Splatterhouse 3 is the follow-up, and personally I think the artwork for Splatterhouse 3 is the best in the franchise, so I gotta check that game out soon. Actually, I might as well check it out now, let's do this. Later dudes.